welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today it's Free Pattern Friday. That's right, yay, Free Pattern Friday. I love Free Pattern Fridays. I don't know why I love Free Pattern Fridays, but I love them. I'm retired now, and every day's Friday, so it's all good. So today, when you go look in your show notes, this block is going to be in the pattern below, like in the show notes below. So there's a link for that there, along with our Facebook group and Brenda's Quilt Room. Now, she's a YouTuber that her link is going to be in there, and when you go check her out and you hit that subscribe button, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you, and it's going to all be fun. The Facebook group is also in there. We're using the rooms, we're sharing pictures, we got lots of fun scrappy ideas. It's all good. It's a lot of fun. There's also the Zoom sew dates and the Zoom link in the show notes below. So, you know, there's a date for everything. So come on in, we've got some sewing to do. Okay, we're here at the sewing machine, and I've already done my tracing wheel trick, right? So I think you should be able to see the lines there that I made on the back. And all that's going to do is help me with this. Now, basically, these iris blocks are a wonky economy block. So they can be lots of fun. I'm just going to find a smaller piece of blue to put in the middle. And where is it? Right there. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be a fun one there. It's big enough. Yes, it is. So what we want to do is I just want to line this up so that it's kind of in the right spot. Yes, it is. And it's the one on top. Oh, I got so much stuff in here today. I don't know. There, we'll put this down. It's the one on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two edges together, and we're just going to start putting a random scrappy craziness here under. And this, I lined this up so that number 2 is right there. So what we're going to do is walk that stitch out and slide this under. Now you start a 1/4 inch away from your line, and you sew on the line, and you pull it out. Oops. Now I've numbered these 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go 2, this one, 4, 3, and 5 if you want. I mean, it's entirely up to you. And of course this is a little bit big, so it's a little awkward. I'll get that 4 patch out of the way. So we just press this up and out. And now we're going to see where we got a starting line, right? So now all we need is where to put the next 2 or 3 blocks. So we're just going to fold this up like this and clip off this excess. And this is how you start all of them. Pretty much all of these iris blocks pretty much start the same way. And move to 3. Yeah, that's good. That's probably small enough. Move to 5. There we go. It's a little bit big. So we push that out of the way. By the time you're done, and all of that can disappear. Okay. So let's get 3. Max width follow in order. Let's see if we can't follow it in order for today. Oh. Yeah, I've been getting ready for Easter. Now, if stuff like that is going to flip on you, it's going to go easier through the sewing machine if it's like laying flat, right? So you want to make sure it is flat before you start the sewing. You can just peek under just a bit and sew it down. And now this, there we go. I'm going to do all white around. I'm going to pick different whites so I don't have like a bunch of the same whites beside it. So I may want to make it a little scrappy. There we go. So I ran out of bobbin. I lost bobbin chicken already today? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's alright. That can be remedied very quickly. I'm going to roll myself a bunch of bobbins today in anticipation of this bobbin chicken nonsense. Okay. There we go. Give it a little sweep. That's all you have to do with these every time you change a bobbin. These are so nice because you move it along. Oh. Oh. And of course something has twisted. Of course it has. Okay, there, now let's get the rest of that seam sewn. We're working on number 4. And you just re-sew the seam, which is okay. Re-sew it. It'll be fine. And last, you put in there. And now you just fold this out of the way, and you're going to put in number 5. And all of these pieces here I'm using are oversized, which is okay. That's just fine. Okay, now here's where you're going to do the next round, right? Now, as you're doing these rounds, you kind of have to decide, okay, I'm just going to get this extra little piece of thread off of here. You're going to have to decide which way you want your blues to go. I'm going to do this in blue, and I'm just going to cut off this big edge here. Hang on. Just going to quickly just run it across like that, and we're done. Okay, so you have to kind of decide where your blue is going to go. So if you're blue, you finish at 5. So here's 6, and 6 would be this one, and 8 would be blue, where 7 and 9 are whites. So you just have to make that decision which way you want to go, because there's symmetry. There's symmetry in these blocks. So let's just make sure we've trimmed. Let's get some trimming done before we start deciding which way is blue and which way is white. That, you can add any color to these. You can make it all scrappy. You can make it all whatever you like. Whatever you like. And you just lay them out so that they come. Pull out that excess. And there we go. Why is that not cutting? There we go. Okay, well, I might need to change my blade today. Oh no! A new rotary cutter blade will mean it's really sharp. And it will cut properly. Okay, and last one is number 6. So, once you decide which way you're going to make the blue spin or the color spin and the non-color work, okay, you have to kind of decide before. So once you decide, let's say 6 and 8 you're going to do is blue, blue, and you just put blue in, These are blue, B is for blue, and you just write it in there. And 8, 16, there we go. Yeah, you just put blue in there, and then you can put your low volume, you can code it if you want. I mean, it's up to you, right? So I'm going to be looking for 2 little pieces, or smaller pieces of, and of course I'm dropping half of it on the floor, which is not what I wanted to do, but hey, that's what happens. So I'm wondering if these will fit, you see. Well, so let's get 6 and 8 done first. Okay, so 6 is going to go here. Alright. If you're having problems holding on to it so that it lines up, just roll up the paper a bit. Just roll it up. It'll work. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Now I'm going to put 6 and 8 on right away, just so I have, because I have my blues out, right? Okay. There we go. And this is what happened. So, I am a firm believer in leaving in your mistakes. So what you do is you just pick this open. You just pick it open and you start again. Because if I don't show you how to fix this stuff, you would quit at this point and not do foundation paper piecing. And that's not what we want you to do. We want you to continue and get better at it, right? So, okay, I just have to get a couple more. There we go. And you just pull it open. And now you pull this flat, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to trim that off. Okay. Let's sew it again. Now also, you have to have handy, or you should have handy, is tape. Alright. It was good that that showed up. You know, because now we can see where we're doing. And you know how to fix them now. If you don't know, if somebody doesn't show you how to fix this, you don't fix it. You don't know how, right? So that's important that we teach you how to fix this. Now this is also, now another way of telling if this is big enough, does this overlap? You take to the point and is this larger than a 1/2 inch? If it is, it's okay to go on there. There we go. Now, just slip this in. Let's hope we don't have another mistake. And yeah, I'll come back and do 7 and 9 here in a bit. Now, you just peek to make sure it's flat and straight. There we go. These iris blocks make really cool little kind of an art block, or, you know, it's kind of a feature. Now, you see how that perfectly lines up on those points, right? And it is. It just stays perfect. So let's get this next. And we are doing 7. There we go. Now, if you were doing a quilt of this, you would want a whole bunch of these ready to go all at once. You do, you know, you would do all the 7s in your quilt, and then you would do all the 9s. You know, you would have a big stack of them. Well, this is a different one. Okay, black and white. That's not. Ooh, let's get this one in there. That's got a cool little twist to it. Okay. And just lift it up and check. Make sure that you're all lined up. But that's how you would do them. So if you decided you're making 35 blocks for a lap throw or whatever, then you would have this already. And I can't remember now if this block is finished 8 or finished 7.5. I think it's 7.5. Probably. It looks like a 7.5. 7, yeah, 7.5 unfinished. Right, so here we are. Okay, that's the next round with 2 beautiful little pieces of blue and 2 pieces of white. So we go to, let's see, this. We just pull this back. I want to get all of that there out of the way. There we go. You wouldn't trim this until you were done the round, right? And I think, here. See what some people do with their irises? They make them all different colors. There's no light or dark, there's no medium, it's just all colors, which also works. It also looks really cool. Because that's truly a scrap quilt then. You know, with everything mixed up. I decided I was going to do it this way because I'm overrun with blue, as you can see in my bins. And last but not least, there we go, 13. There, oops. Okay, just a little bit there. Now, trimming with one of these rulers is optional, I guess. I kind of like mine lay a little flatter. So 12 and 10, or 10 and 12 are blues, where 11 and 13s are white. I'm going to put in my blue first, and I'm going to get a little bit larger pieces this time, and darker, because I can. There. So 10 is going to fit, and is, yes it will. Okay, so let's get 10 on. So, okay. Now if you pin, you're going to distort your paper. That's the problem with pinning. Now I'm just going to check, make sure everything's still lined up. Yes, it is. And I'm going to sew 10 down. There we go. Because then it's easier for me to, I'm doing it this way because it's easier then for me to remember that the even numbers are blues and the odd numbers are white. You can do this however you feel fit. Because you do you best, right? You do you best. Yeah. And get rid of that extra little tail. Here. Now, there we go. I'm going to put this down because that looks like it would go. So essentially, you want all four sides down before you trim, right? You want a complete round on here so that you can trim it away. That's the big trick with this one here. Okay. That, oops, below, and let's see if I can't get something a little more colorful in here. Ooh, oh, let's get a jug in here. That's pretty. It's got some gold in it too. This embossed. It's an embossed piece. There. Now, when you're maneuvering it and you're having a little bit of issue, make sure that you're in the right spot before you start to sew. And it missed. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. There we go. Perfect. And as this gets bigger, it gets actually easier to sew, right? Because you're not fighting all this the little stuff, and you know your hands are right at the edge of what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, now, okay, let's get the next bit of trimming done. So. Now these are nice. Well, I'm still doing free lectures or speaking engagements for guilds right now. So if you hear of any guild that, you know, wants to, you know, needs a free speaking engagement, because all of the guilds right now are having a lot of financial issues. Some of them have not met at all during COVID. Because, you know, they weren't or they didn't have the technology in place to, you know, to come and do Zoom meetings or anything like that, or Google Meets, or any of the other platforms that are out there, you know, so. And they lost members during this time, so that's kind of sad for everybody. Okay, so this is where we're at. Now, I'm going to give you a choice as to whether you want to keep watching me do this, or you want me to... I'm going to put some bigger pieces in because I have to. I'm going to have to get these kind of pieces in there. So, I'm going to put some bright colors, bright blues in there too. That would be fun. Okay, there. Okay, so let's just cut this and just keep going. So anyways, this is basically, you know, press it, or like sew it, press it, I finger press, trim, right? Every round that you're doing now, you know, so that you've got this. And it does come together quickly. So you probably got another bit of time here before we have to, there. And I'm just going to keep going on my merry way here. And I'm going to yell cut because we're already looking at 20 minutes, and we'll get to the big ta-da moment. I'll make sure all my stay stitching is done. You know, because we've got like 1, 2, 3 more rounds here. So I'll make sure my stay stitching is all done, and maybe show you how to peel these, okay? So I'll be back at the ta-da moment. So here's our cute little iris block. I believe it's around 7.5 inches. I have to measure it because I forgot. I drew it so long ago. And the peeling of this is basically simple. You just peel off the bits and you just pull off, you know, you can go in order or not, or usually you start in the center of a block and you just peel it off. Because I put my stitches up high and I have a sharp needle, I don't have a problem. I have a problem because I have no fingernails on that thumb anymore. You know. But yeah, this usually comes apart pretty quickly. And if it's starting to give you grief, pull on it this way, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of stuff that's loose. Your stay stitching on the side will keep your bias edges from going too stretchy crazy. But yeah, it's just easy enough to peel off, and you just sit there and peel it off as you're watching a movie. So it's really simple. I'll finish doing this later because we've been peeling lots lately with string quilts and all the rest of the stuff. So I can just see myself getting very anxious about the mess that I'm creating here. So we'll see. Okay, so you guys take care until we meet again. Okay, have a fabulous week. Okay, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our quilting journey and the YouTube adventure that we're on. We have some wonderful plans for 2023. And it includes a lot more, like with the Facebook group and the rooms feature and sewing and hanging out with people. Those monthly Zoom sew dates are still in the works. We have a lot of fun ideas coming up for 2023. And we hope you share, like, and subscribe with your friends. That little notification button and subscribing to us really helps us out. Commenting helps us out too. So if you like what you're seeing, let us know. Even send us a heart on the comment. That helps so much for us. Okay, you have an absolutely fabulous 2023, and all of our best wishes for you in the future. Okay, take care. Bye.